Hi, my name's Kevin, and for my book project in Capstone this semester, I chose The Official Guide to Success. One of the reasons why I chose this book is that my dad read this book years ago when I was a freshman in high school and begged me to read it, saying that it really helped him get organized and stay motivated throughout the day. And in high school, like most, the only reading I was doing, it had to be assigned to me by a teacher. So when this project came up, this was one of the first books that came to mind to read because I thought, what a better chance here. And with the way that the assignment read, this just automatically clicked for me. So the book's written by Tom Hopkins. The first part of this book goes in about who he is, and kind of his credentials, so to speak. Kind of did a lot of sales, did a lot of management type positions, and just kind of was all over the world and decided to write a book about his endeavors and what's really helped him out. And the first part of the book, it's kind of separated into three different sections. It's goal setting, how to set a goal, how to execute it, and then the importance of really rewarding yourself. So when I read the first part, and since we had so much time to do this project, I was able to read the first part about how to set goals and the keys about that, and really what the book goes into first about the goals is not when you're starting to get into the goals, don't set a 5 year plan right off the bat because it's easy to lose focus. You want to kind of build momentum and start with daily goals. One of the practices that the book said to do is to the night before you go to bed, you write 3 to 5 goals down on a piece of paper right before you fall asleep. When you wake up the next morning, you read those 3 to 5 goals that you wrote, and then just plan on executing it all day and try to keep it with you in your pocket if possible. So, and they said to make it easy, don't make it impossible that you won't be able to do it. My favorite thing that it said reference when saying that is if you've never done a push up before, don't make your first goal be 100 push ups. Um, so I made 3 real easy goals. I made wake up by 7 a.m., don't hit my snooze button, just be up by the day and get going by 7 a.m. I'm notorious. My wife gets on me all the time saying that we buy food to bring to work here, and I'm still always buy my lunch. So I wanted to make my lunch, and then at work, it's a pretty tedious job, and there's a lot of complaining that goes on, and I partake in a lot of it as well. And the book goes into how you shouldn't do that and why you shouldn't do that. So one of my goals was just the whole day, just don't say anything bad about work or the day or anything like that. And I thought those were pretty easy. I was wrong. First day, I wanted to hit the snooze button more than anything. My second goal, which make my lunch here, since I was up by 7 a.m., it was pretty easy to make my lunch because usually I hit the snooze button about 4 times and actually wake up at 7:40 by the time I have to leave. At usually about 8 to 8:15. So did that. I focused on not saying anything bad, and at the end of the day, it goes into how to reward yourself, and you need to reward yourself. So it was a small goal, so I did a small reward, and I did an extra dessert after dinner. So I kept doing that, kept building up, and then a sales goal or sales challenge came up at work after I've been doing my daily goals for about a week now. And if you were to achieve this goal, which was pretty hard, you got $250. So I put towards my goal here. It was what I sell here, which is about 8 units that we had to sell between Monday and Friday, and my goal was each day to do a minimum of 2 a day. So that way I would get to 10, and if I fell a little short, I'd still hit my 250. So every time I hit 2, I did a small reward, nothing special, extra red box movie, things like that. Until I kept hitting, and I ended up actually doing 11 units that week. So I ended up getting a $250 reward and cash reward. And I went, and usually, I mean, when I get these, which isn't easy to do, I usually just put this in the bank. And what the book said at the end here about making sure to, reward yourself and the importance of rewarding yourself. I enjoy playing golf, so I went up to Sports Authority. I bought a new sand wedge. It was $125. Really nice. I don't usually buy clubs that nice, but I was just following this book here, and it's funny because they say how important it is to reward because it's kind of like a subconscious thing. Whenever you see your reward or you think of your reward, you think of what you had to do to get to put into that. So every time I go to the driving range now and I pull out my sand wedge, I am thinking about, what I did to achieve that goal. So this book, I mean, it goes into so much here that you could talk a lot about it. And I'm glad that I read it because before I was a big numbers guy. I was a big, planner, I guess, so to speak, but I didn't have any goals. Like, I didn't set goals. Like, one of my goals one day was for my college algebra that I'm taking right now. It's work at your own pace. One of my goals one day was to do 2 sections. Usually I do a half a section a day and just kind of working my pace that week or at that pace. But I said I'm going to focus on algebra today, and I did 2 sections, which got me ahead in the class, which helped me finish earlier before the end of the semester. So I mean, this type of planning and the goal setting can really be applied to anything. Um, I wish I would have read it in high school. I think it would have made a big difference on how I not how I would have been like, because I'm sure I would have been the same here, but I feel like I might have been more successful and more prepared into my college career if I had a better goal structure or at least something to strive for and give purpose here. So, but at the end of the day here, I really enjoyed it. And I want to, thank my dad for recommending it and, the assignment for giving me this opportunity to, finally put it down and, just get down to it and read it. So, thank you guys.